This is Gemara in Nazir Daf Vav Baruch Hashem, trying to get the shiurim up in adequate time, as many people have requested. We are holding on the bottom of Hey Amid Beis, and we're in the middle of a lengthy discussion as to the source and really the duration of Stam Nazirus. The Mishnah yesterday in Hey Amid Aleph taught us Stam Nazirus is Lamid Yom. But then we said, what's the source? Rav Masna said, Yihi Yud Hey, Gematria 30, that's we know 30 days. Bar Pada says, no, there were Nazir, Nazirah, you said 29 times in the Torah. So really, Stam Nazir is 29 days. Why does the Mishnah say 30? So yesterday we learned because you bring the Karbanos on day 30. Similarly, Bar Pada agrees. If someone says, I want to be a Nazir for a complete, a shleimim, then it indeed is 30. So we're holding 5 lines, the last word on the line, from the bottom of Hey Amid Beis, which we continue questions back and forth on Bar Pada and Rav Masna. So Tanan, now we ask on Rav Masna. We learned in the Mishnah already, Nazir Shleishim Yoim, says in the Mishnah, I'm a Nazir for 30 days. Im Gilach Yoim Lamid, if he got the haircut on day 30, Loi Yatza, he's not Yaitza. So what's the question? You just told me according to Rav Masna, Mixas Hayom Kikulai. So when day 30 comes, in the morning, you're part of the day, it should be fine. So why, if he gets a haircut on day 30, is it not good? Answers the Gemara, the similar answer that we said previously for Bar Pada. Now we can say that same ukimta for Rav Masna. It's because he said he wants complete days. So Rav Masna only says Mixas Hayom Kikulav, he said nothing. But if he said complete days, then not. Tinan, and now we go back and we ask on Bar Pada, who says day 29 days. Misha Nazir Beis Nazirais. Someone says he wants to be 2 consecutive Naziras. Megalech as Arishayna Yom Lamid. The first haircut comes on day 30. Lamid ve'echad on day 31. V'hashniya liyom shishim ve'echad. And the second on day 61. Which, of course, at face value, according to Rav Masna, makes sense. 30-day Nazirus, 31 haircut. 30-day Nazirus, 31 haircut. So says the Gemara, Bishlam Rav Masna, Nicha. It makes a lot of sense that it's always on day 31, because it's always a 30-day block of time. And then on day 31 comes the haircut. But we turn over to Vav Amid Beis, and says the Gemara, Ela leBar Pada kasha. But according to Bar Pada, it's difficult. Because according to Bar Pada, if they stand Naziros without saying anything is 29 days, what is the reason why? Over here we are saying that you get the haircut on day 31 and day 61. Amlachar Bar Pada responds, Ema Seifa. Says Bar Pada, look at the end of that Mishnah. That says what? If you got the first haircut on day 30, then you get the next haircut on day 60. So it says Bar Pada, that's beautiful according to me. 29 days Nazirus, 30 haircut, 29 days Nazirus, 60 haircut. Ela Seifa Misayeli. So says Bar Pada, the Seifa is a perfect raya to me. Beautiful on the T. And this exactly carbon copy what we said on the bottom of Hey Amid Beis yesterday. Reisha, what's the first case referring to? Baimer Shleimim. He said complete days. And again, Bar Pada agrees that when he says Shleimim, then it's not 29 days, but it's a full 30 days. So now the Gemara throws the ball back to Rav Masna. Rav Masna, Kasha Seifa. According to Rav Masna, that he says that it's always 30 days. So how does the Seifa say that he could get the haircut on day 30 and on day 60? We already can anticipate the answer. Amlach Rav Masna, Kediktani Seifa, Yoim Shleishim, Oila Lekan, Ulekan. You know why, says Rav Masna? Because the Seifa says that day 30 counts for both. And what's the reason? Actually, what does that mean? That means that it's not a 29-day Naziros and 30 is haircut. No, 30-day Naziros with a 30-day haircut. How could that work? That works because Mixas Hayom Kikulu, as Rav Masna has taught us. And therefore, day 30 counts for both. So it's a 30-day Nazirus, day 30 haircut. You begin again a 30-day Nazirus from day 30. Day 60, the haircut. Says the Gemara, what we just explained, how could we say such a thing? Mixas hayoim kekuloi. You know why? Because part of the day is all day. But says the Gemara, why would we need to have another Mishnah, as we pointed out? It's almost a carbon copy from the Raya we saw yesterday. So why would we need to have two Mishnayos teaching us the same thing? Ma'u the Tema answers the Gemara about 10 lines down. First word in line is Zimna. Or 10 lines up, first word in line is Zimna. Ma'u the Tema I would have thought that only with regard to one Naziros can you say mixas ayom kekulai? That if on day 30 you get the haircut, that's when Rav Masna says it works. Why? Because part of day 30 elapsed, so mixas ayom kekulai. Avalishtein naziros lai. But to work both, that's an extra chiddush. To say that part of the day passed and the 30-day block finished and you get a haircut is one level chiddush. But today that it counts for both ends, I would have thought maybe not. Kamash Malan, that is the extra chiddush of this Mishnah. Continues the Gemara with the Kashan Bar Pada. Tinam we learned in the Mishnah. Im gilach yom shishim chasar echad. Says the Mishnah, if you got a haircut on what? On day 59. Yatsa. Then what? You are Yaitse. Why? Sheyom shleishim oile loy min haminyan. Because day 30 counts. Since day 30 counts, you can already get your haircut on day 59. So bishlam al Rav Masna nicha. According to Rav Masna, the math works out. Because if day 30 already starts day 1, so then on day 59, you're already going to have 30 days, and that's going to be the 30th day. El Bar Pada. But according to Bar Pada, La Mali, why do we need this din to tell me that the 30th day counts for the first one? Why? Bar Pada says it's always 29 days. So according to Bar Pada, it's Pashin. I had 29 days. Day 30 is day of haircut. Then I have 29 days, and day 59 is day of haircut. So when the Mishnah emphasizes that day 30 counts for the first time of Naziros, that seems to be explaining Rav Masna's opinion. So what does Bar Pada do with that Mishnah? Amr Lacha, says Bar Pada, Ana Nami Aha Samchi. Says Bar Pada, no, this is the makar for my din. You're right, it's perfect according to me, and this is where I learned it out from. Says Rav Masna, says Bar Pada, now I have an explicit Mishnah that speaks out verbatim my din that it could be 29 days. Continues the Gemara 3 lines from the bottom with the Kasha and Bar Pada. Tanami learned in the Mishnah. Misha Marini Nazir. Someone says, I'm a Nazir, Nitma, Yoim Shleishim, and he becomes Tameh on the 30th day. What's the halacha? Soiser es hakol. If he becomes Tameh on the 30th day, it messes up everything. Because day 30 is part of your Naziris. So we all anticipate the Kasha. Bish, Lamaler Masna, Nicha. According to Rav Masna, makes a lot of sense. Stam Naziros, 30 days. Day 30, part of your Nazirus. Become Tameh on day 30, you're in a big problem. Ela Bar Pada Kasha. According to Bar Pada, day 30 is after your Nazirus. Why is it after your Nazirus? Because Nazirus is only 29 days. So says the Gemara, according to Bar Pada, what is the reason that if it becomes Tameh on day 30, it is a problem according to Bar Pada? Bar Pada. We just turned over to Vava Mebeis. Says Bar Pada Ima Seifa. Look at the Seifa of that Mishnah. Says in the Seifa, Rebbe Eliezer Oimer Einoi Soiser Ela Shiva. It's not Soiser the entire 30 days of Nazirus. Rather, what is it? It is Soiser 7. What does it mean? It is Soiser 7. So we look at the top Rashi. Left side of the page, and no, it's not Rashi. Those because when you become tamei, you need 7 days to become tar. So says Rebbe Eliezer, when you become tamei on day 30, really all you need to do is you can't bring the karbanos. Why not? Because you're tamei. So you wait 7 days, and then you bring the karbanos. but it's not soiser the entire Nazirus. So says Bar Pada, that works beautifully according to me. And the Gemara articulates 2 lines down, Vav and Beis. If you're going to tell me like you Rav Masna that you need a full 30 days, Nistar Kulu, then the entire block of Nazir should be destroyed. But we see that according to Rav Eliezer, that's not true. You only have to wait 7 days to bring your carbon, seemingly pointing to me Bar Pada. So says the Gemara, what does Rav Eliezer do? What does, Rav Masna do with the Shita of Rav Eliezer? Meaning, this started off as a kasha on Bar Pada. He threw the ball back and said, wait, from the end of this Mishnah, I have a clear-cut proof to me from Rav Eliezer. So says the Gemara, okay, so what does Rav Masna do? Kasavar, Rav Masna holds, Rav Eliezer mixes ayoim kekuloi. The Rav Masna explains, according to Rav Eliezer, mixes ayoim kekuloi. And therefore, really, says Rav Masna, really, you need a 30-day Nazirus. Stam Nazirus 30 days. But if you become tummy on day 30, why does it really mess up the whole thing like the Tanakama said? Says Rav Eliezer, it doesn't mess up the whole thing. You only have to wait 7 more days. Why? Because it makes us a Yom Kikulai. Once part of the day passes, everything is good. Tanan, says the Gemara, 1 second. We learned already in a Mishnah, Nazir meya yoim. So it says I'm a Nazir for 100 days. Nitma yoim meya soiser esakol. If you come something on day 100, the whole thing's messed up. Rav Yezer Aimer, Einai soiser ella shloishim yoim. Rav Yezer says that what is it soiser? Says Rav Yezer, it's soiser 30 days. Says the Gemara, 1 second. According to the way you, Rav Masna, explained to Rav Eliezer that he holds part of the day is like a whole day. And that's the reason why if on day 30 you become tummy, you don't have to wait another 30. You only have to wait 7. So in this case, if on day 100 you become tummy, you shouldn't have to wait anything. You just have to wait 7. Nistar Shiva, you only have to wait 7. Why did Rav Eliezer say you have to wait 30? So says the Gemara, 1 second. Listar Kulu. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But if you don't hold that mixes a Yom Kikulai, then all 100 days should be forfeited. So why is it that if someone becomes Tameh, he needs another 30 days? So says the Gemara, La'ilam la'amrina mix Yom Kikulai. You know what I'll tell you really? Rav Eliezer doesn't hold a mixes a Yom Kikulai. So then says the Gemara, if that is true, listar kulai. So says the Gemara, so now in this case, when on day 100 the person became tameh, why does Rav Eliezer say you need another 30? You should another 100. Because we don't know mixes yom kikulai, so you became tameh within your nazirus. You got to start the clock again. Amar Reish Lakish, so says Reish Lakish, you know what? Hainu Taima Rav Eliezer. You know what the reasoning of Rav Eliezer is? Amar Kra says the Torah. Zois Tairas Nazir b'yoim. Zois Tairas Nazir b'yoim Elois Yemei Nizrai. This is the Torah of the Nazir on the day of the completion of his Nazirus. Ha Torah Amra. And he learns that as follows. The Torah is teaching us Nitma b'yoim Eleus. If on that day, a unique din, it's true, a normal Nazir is 30 days. It's true in this case, you really have to have a full block of 100 days. And we don't say mixes ayam kikulai. But says the Torah, that if you became Tameh on the Yom Elois, if you become Tameh on that completion day, 10 loy Tairas Nazir. We give him a Tairas Nazir. What does it mean we give him a Tairas Nazir? Means he has to be a Nazir for another 30 days. So explains the Gemara in this Braisa that says if you become Tameh on the 100th day, the reason you get another 30 days is a special plasik that if on the completion day you become Tameh, 10 loy Tairas Nazir, you have to start the 100 days again. And that is how the Gemara is wrapping up the loose ends, the Machlekes, Bar Pada, and Rav Masna. So continues the Gemara. Okay, we had, 10 questions, maybe even more, back and forth. Bar Pada, Rav Masna, Bar Pada 29, Rav Masna 30. We had a concept, Mixas Yom Kikulai. We had a concept of Shleimos. Says the Gemara, Leima Kitanai. Let's suggest that the Machlokes Bar Pada and Rav Masna is really a Machlokes Tanoim as follows. ad milois hayam. Says the pasuk, until the completion of days. Shaimani miyot yamim shnai. You know what I learned out? That what is the minimum of a yamim is shnayim, 2. Tamalaymer, says the Torah, Kodesh yeh gadol pera. Says the Torah, Kodesh yeh, it shall be holy, gadol pera. He should grow his hair. Ein gidol sar, there's no growth of hair. Pachas mishleishim, less than 30 days. Divrei Rav Yoshia. So learns for Rav Yoshia. The Torah says yamim, which is 2. Torah says grow your hair, which is 30. That's how we learn out 30 days of Nazir, says Rav Yoshia. Rav Yonasan Aimer says Rav Yonasan einay tzarich. No, that's not necessarily true. Why not? Harei yomer ad milois hayamim. You know why? Because the pasuk already says till the completion of days. So elu hein yamim shetzrichen limla. Excuse me. Hein elu yamim. I don't know what the Samet are highlighting. 1 second. Let's fix this up. There it is. Elu hein yamim shetzrichen limlois. Which days are the days that need to be limlois to complete? Have oimer shloishim. That refers to the 30 days. And what does it mean, shloishim? Explains the Mefarshim, limlois, to complete the month. To complete a month is not always 30. Sometimes you complete a month with 29 days. Sometimes you complete a month with 30 days. Whether the month is chaser, whether the month is malay. Some Jewish calendar months, lunar calendar months are 29. And some are 30 days. So it says, Rav Yonasan, that's where the Nazirus is. The Nazirus is until the completion, until the 30th day, meaning 29 days. So I suggest the Gemara, my love, Ramas, who says that you always have a 30-day Nazir, Tamar Rav Yoshia. Ubar Padu says 29 days Nazir, Tamar Rav Yonasan. Let me just explain one more dot. Rav Yonasan is saying ad milois, until the days of completion, till the month ends, and therefore, whether it's going to be a 29-day or a 30-day month, the Nazirus is going to be 29 days. So suggest the Gemara, Bar Padas like Rav Yonasan and Rav Nasna like Rav Yoshia. And with this we conclude, Amlecha Rav Nasna, no. Kuli Alma Shleishim Binan. Says Rav Nasna, really both Rav Yoshia and Rav Yonasan agree you need 30 days. Even Rav Yonasan agrees. But you know what the machlokes Rav Yonasan and Rav Yoshia is? A fundamental machlokes in Kol HaTorah Kula. Anytime we say an amount, be'ad va'ad bechlal kamifligi. Whenever we say 30 days, is that including day 30 or not including day 30? Rav Yoshia savar ad v'loyad bechlal. Says Rav Yoshia, you know what it means? Ad. You know what until means? Not including. And therefore, when it says milois, we don't necessarily know that it means 30 days. For Rav Yonasan savar, no, ad va'ad bechlal. It means including, and therefore ad milois means to include a 30 days. So again, we answered up all the kashas on Rav Masna day 30, Bar Pada day 29. We suggested that the machlokes Rav Masna and Bar Pada is the machlokes Rav Yonasan and Rav Yoshia. Answers Rav Masna, no. We can explain the machlokes Rav Yonasan and Rav Yoshia is a kloliistic general machlokes, whether we include the day or not, ad bechlal, until including, or ad veloya bechlal, not including. I'll pick it up from here in the next year, B'siyata Dishmaya.